Tattoos with deep meanings, a sad background story, an odd house, multiple luxury cars, and lots more. Javier Baez's rich lifestyle has it all. Born and raised in Puerto Rico, Javier Baez may never have become a major league player were it not for his sister, the number one reason why he swings a bat and makes runs in the field. And now he's turned into the kind of celebrated figure that gets a street named after them. Actually, Javi did get a street in Chicago named after him in honor of his impact with the Chicago Cubs. After he won the World Series championship and shared the NLCS MVP award with John Lester in 2016, the city of Chicago invited him to Humboldt Park for a surprise that didn't involve the burst of champagne, but an unveiling of a landmark, a new street sign with his name on it. Now, in case you find yourself working along the west side of West Luis Munoz Marin Drive, just look up and you'll find the sign with the words, Javi Baez Way. Maybe take a pic or two and show it to us when you do, okay? Javi's also driven past this sign before in one of his many luxurious cars, which reports say are more than half a dozen. Some of them he had to buy for himself, and others came through the doors of sponsorship deals worth millions of dollars. So aside from deals with Nike, ESPN, Apple, and others, he has also represented automobile brands. When Toyota gave him an endorsement deal in 2017, he was blessed with a beautiful Toyota 4Runner, which is reportedly worth a whopping $40,000. He also owns a Polaris Slingshot, which is worth about $22,000 and looks like what came out of a futuristic movie. It's got just 3 wheels, and it's nuts. Would you want to drive in something like that? Let us know. As for Javi, he said he is just having fun with the car. Quote, "It's a fun little car, and I'm just having fun." Javi also owns a black Lamborghini SUV and a Cadillac, but he doesn't just buy cars for himself alone. In 2021, while Javi was suffering tightness in his back, he was still able to take out time to celebrate his wife on Mother's Day by giving her a Range Rover SUV. But who is Javi's wife anyway? Well, that would be Ermery Marquez. Marquez is a social media influencer in the beauty and cosmetics niche. She is the sister of Janelise Marquez, who is married to Jose Barrios, the Puerto Rican pitcher who currently plays for the Toronto Blue Jays. Marquez and Javi have known each other since they were in 7th grade and started to date when they were teenagers. They were engaged in April 2018, and in June they welcomed their first child, Adrian. I'll show you later. Baby Baez is here. Thank you, my God, for another of your many blessings, Javi had tweeted. But before the celebration of their kid cooled off, he took his fiancée on January 26, 2019, the Condado Vanderbilt Hotel in San Juan, Puerto Rico, to tie the knot. 1 year later, on December 22, 2020, they welcomed their second child, another boy named Aiden. It's not exactly clear where the family lives, but reports say that they once had a home in Chicago, while Javi has ranches in America and in his hometown. And when Javi wants to get away from all the activities of baseball and all the noise that life brings, he goes to one of these ranches. Sometimes when he wants to cool off, he runs to his farm in Jacksonville, Florida. It's always been a dream of his to own a farm where he can rear horses and chickens, spend time with family, and just be in the unspoiled territories of nature. He loves animals, but more importantly, he loves to feed them, and he loves to take in strays. That doesn't sound like someone who has a net worth of over $10 million, right? Well, that is Javi for you. Even with his 2 All-Star appearances, a World Series title, a Gold Glove Award, a Silver Slugger Award, and a one-time National League RBI leader, he still remains humble and true to himself. He is content with his desires and is not ashamed to show off the things or people he cares about. His family is one of such things he cares so much about. Not the one that he has created with Ermery Marquez, but his original family, the reason why Javi is who he is today. Javi was born on December 1st, 1992 in Bayamon, Puerto Rico, to mother Nelida Agosto and father Angel Luis Baez, the son of Luis Gui Baez, who was a pitcher in the Puerto Rican leagues. Javi has 3 siblings, 2 elder brothers who also played professional baseball, Rolando and Gadiel. And then there is his younger sister, Noeli, who contributed to the biggest part of Javi's life. She had battled spina bifida, a disease that followed her to this world that affects the spinal cord and its nerves. Now, Before the Baez family moved to the United States in 2005, something terrible had happened. Angel Louise, who was working for a landscaping company, caught dengue fever one day, leaving him sick and out of work. During this time, Noelle was in the hospital receiving treatment when one evening, while their father was in the bathroom, he fell down and hit his head against a hard surface. He was rushed to the hospital. The head trauma was too severe for him to survive. Javi was only about 12 years old. After his father's death, he was taken to see a psychologist, but after several visits, he told his mom, quote, "Not going back because if I keep going back, I'm going to make this psychologist go crazy." Because of Noelle's condition, the family soon moved to the United States to get better treatment. Noelle became Javi's biggest inspiration. Despite being confined to a wheelchair, she would scream and clap her hands as she watched her brother play baseball in the field during his high school and minor league days. But when Javi finally made it to the major leagues and was struggling to make it in the Cubs team, Noelle died on April 15, 2015, aged 21. Javi later said that he was so devastated he refused to go back to play baseball. But realizing that his sister would want him to keep playing, he got a tattoo of her holding up a peace sign on his right shoulder. Went back to playing baseball like never before, winning the World Series a year later. Javi once told USA Today Sports, quote, "She meant everything to me. Everything. Everything I do is in honor of her. I know she's watching. She's the one who gives me strength. I can feel it." But speaking of tattoos, Javi was 16 years old when he got his first ink, the MLB logo on the back of his neck. He has got several other tattoos on him ever since, such as his mom and dad's names, the Puerto Rico flag, a baseball, several native flowers, his wife's eye, a message from his dad and sister, and then a tattoo of a frog. Yep, you heard that right, a frog. According to Javi, the frog animal is a common feature of their lives in Puerto Rico. These inks were drawn by one of his closest friends, Garcia, and then Javi had first taken him to his hometown in Puerto Rico. He recalls seeing a lot of people in the streets with tattoos similar to those of Javi. "I was seeing regular Puerto Rican people influenced by his forearm. They felt some kind of pride and they wanted to show it in the same way," Garcia had said. But inspiring Puerto Ricans to draw tattoos is not the only thing Javi can do or has done. He's been part of various initiatives to give back to society, such as the Maestro Cares Foundation, which is helping to build and rebuild the lives of Ricans by reconstructing baseball fields in Puerto Rico. When Hurricane Fiona hit in 2022, it caused landfall in Puerto Rico that caused an entire island to go days without power or water. Baez was touched and didn't waste any time giving his support to his fellow Ricans in need. He first went online to announce, "If your community is affected and you're in need of hot meal, you can call 787-665-2323, Joshua, or stop by at Tequiza PR and we will make all the arrangements. Blessings to all of you. I know we're going through something very difficult. I'm with you." Another way Javi gives back to the community is through his baseball camp. He hosts a youth baseball camp every year to give a young and inspiring chance to meet with him and learn some of the fundamentals of the game. If you enjoyed this video about Javier Baez's rich lifestyle, check out the video on the screen now or the one we posted below because we're sure you'll like that one too. See you there.